Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discuss about how to design the forms in the Canvas app. So there are different types of forms are there. So we worked in the different technologies. We worked in the Dynamic 365. We worked in the .NET. So we have the different types of forms are there. We have the insert mode, we have the edit mode, and we have the real read-only mode forms are there. So we're going to show today that how many types of forms are there in the Canvas app, and we already working on the event management app. So those who are not aware that what type of app we are actually building, so I would recommend them to go and watch my previous video that I have started creating the event management app. So this is just a quick recap of this app. So I have designed the login screen, I have designed the home screen, and I have designed the profile screen. All right, so three screens I have designed. So in the login screen, if I run it, so in the login screen I have provided the option to log into the event organizer and the participants. And this app is totally the role based app. So whatever role I have provided in the Dynamic 365 to that particular user, it actually works on based on that particular the role. So for example, if the user who is logged in the Canvas app doesn't have the event organizer role, then he should not be able to log in into the app, and they will be redirected to the the error screen. So right now I am logged in this app and I have the event organizer role, but I don't have the participant role. So if I try to log in this app using participants, if I click on that, I get the error like insufficient permission, and you must have the participant role in the system to access the app. All right. I have the event organizer app, role. So if I click on this, so I will be redirected. I will be successfully redirected to the home screen. So in the home screen, I have designed, I've added the multiple controls and tried to provide the 360-degree view of all the event, you know, um, all the events which is being organized in the organization. So here on top, I have designed the header. On the bottom, I have designed the footers where I've added some controls or some icons so that user can directly navigate to these particular screens. Though I have not designed all this screen for all these icons, but yeah, you can create a different screens and redirect user based on the features you want to provide in this app. So going forward, we will design some other screen to understand some more feature of this Canvas app. In the body section of this home screen, I have provided three controls. The first one is the video I have provided. So in the video I have actually provided the Microsoft Stream URL, so you can simply upload the video inside the Canvas app or embed the video in the Canvas app. I'm showing all the upcoming events, so Microsoft Teams, Dynamics 365, Automation Bootcamp. So all the events I'm going to show here, and this is going to show all the speakers, who is going to present the session in this particular event. All right, and I've also designed the the profile screen. So if the logged in user wants to get their profile details, they will simply click on this hamburger icon and they will be redirected to this profile screen. So I've just added few features and few controls to design this profile screen. I have provided the back option so that they can redirect back to the same screen from where they actually navigated to the profile screen. And there is an option to log out from this screen. This all the information I'm actually pulling from the Office 365, the logged in user, like the full name, the job title, all right, and the email ID. So if you want to get the logged in user information from the Dynamic 365 user table, or maybe from the Office 365, you don't need to query to the Microsoft Dataverse, or you don't need to use a lookup function to do that, right? You can directly use the user function that Canvas app out of box provides you, and by using that you can get all this the logged in user information like the profile image, the full name, the job title, email ID. So a few social media icons I've added, and I've also provided the option to change the theme of the app. Since this feature is not working right now, because I will explain that part in my upcoming videos, that how we can change the theme using some advanced feature of the Canvas app. All right. So this is this was the quick recap of what we have done so far in this event management app. What we're gonna do today is, today we are going to create the forms. Okay, so for example, if I am the organizer, I just want to create a new event. Okay, and I just want to create a new speaker as well. All right, so some speaker is requesting me that I just wanted to I just want to present a session, but I'm unable to create my profile. Since we are going to provide to create the speaker profile for the speaker login as well, but for the demonstration purpose, I just wanted to create the two forms, one to create the event and one to create the speakers. All right, so before creating the the forms, I just wanted to add two buttons over here so that user can directly the event organizer can directly navigate to that particular form. So I'm just adding a button and just giving the label called add, and let me change the font size to 14. Okay, and normal and color to white, and filling it with this color. All right, I don't want to give the any kind of radius here, so I'm just keeping it as 0. So just go to the button and border radius to 0. All right, so this is my one button on which, and I just want that when event organizer click on this link, this button, they should be redirected to the page where they can create a new event. Add one more button on this screen for the speakers. All right. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Just simply press Control S to save the Power Apps. So before moving ahead, I just want to highlight one more thing. When I actually designed the login screen, I have used a lot of expressions. So if you go to the event organizer, I have used this expression that check whether the user is having the event organizer role or not, and based on that, I'm navigating user to the different screen. Same goes with the participant, and in the app on start the event, I am writing this expression to store the the logged in user security roles, which is being fetched from the Dynamics 365 and storing in the Canvas app collection. So there are a lot of expressions I'm using on the login screen. Then if I go to the home screen, on the home screen also I'm using the expression, like navigating and all. So this all the expression that I'm using is right now we are calling as a PowerFX language right now. Okay, so in the previous version of the Canvas app, we did not had the name of these expressions. We usually call it as so someone, if someone asks you, what kind of language or what kind of expressions you use in the dynamic in the Canvas app, then you used to tell them that the expression that we are using in the Canvas app are same like the Excel expression, are same like the PowerPoint expressions, right? But now in the last Microsoft Ignite, Microsoft announced the name of the language or the expression that we are using in the Canvas app, that we call it as a Microsoft PowerFX. Okay, so so along with designing this screen, you are also learning how to use the expression and how to use the Power FX languages. So just wanted to highlight this thing. So if I use this word in my recording, like I'm using the Power FX language, so don't confuse with that. So the expression or the formulas that I'm writing, or the logic I'm writing in the Canvas app is nothing but the Microsoft Power FX language. All right, so we have added two buttons. Okay, now we want to create two forms. Okay, so if you want to create the forms inside the Canvas app, you have two options. One, you can use the out of box forms. So if you go to the new screen, you get to see a form type of a screen. Okay, so you can simply click on this form type of a screen. Okay, and you will be landed on this, you will get this kind of a screen, and here you can simply select the table for which here you can simply select the table for which you want to submit the data. All right. So once I select the table, for example, if I'm selecting the table event, okay, so it will automatically fetch all the fields and will add some default field on the form. Now the advantage of using this kind of forms in the Canvas app is that you don't need to design the form. You will get out-of-box form, and you can simply add the fields or remove the fields from here. So if you go to the edit field section, if you don't want to use the created on field on the form, you can just simply go here and remove it. Okay, and the name I just want, and you can simply go to the add field and it will show all the fields available in the Microsoft Dataverse associate their particular table. So what are the fields I just want to add here is the description. Okay, so the name field I'm going to use as a title of the event, and the description I'm going to use. Then I'm going to use the start time of the event. Okay, I am also going to use the end time. Okay, I will use the event image and maybe the organizer. Okay, so let me add the event organizer first, then the event image. Okay, so the order in which you are selecting the fields, it will be added on the form as well. So once I click on add, all the fields that I have chosen in the list will be available on the form. All right, if you want to change the order of this field, you can simply go here and just simply move up and move down. So it's also a very simple way to arrange the field in a specific order. Just close it, and you can see it just in within a maximum 1 minute of time you can design a simple form of any of the table in the Canvas app. Okay, let me go to this rectangular action bar and change its color, background color, to this. Let me change the title. Center. Okay. All right, so my form is ready. So I was discussing about this form, basically the design of the form inside the Canvas app. You can design using two ways. The first that I've shown right now, you can simply add the form, and if you're not satisfied with this UI and you just want to create your own controls, you want to design the form as per your business need, you want to change the layout of the form, then simply you can just add the blank screen. Okay, and add the lot of controls that Microsoft has provided to you. You can simply add that a label control to give the field name. You can simply use a text input to take the input from the users, and you have the other controls as well. You have the pan input controls if you want to take the signature of the users, drop down, combo box, state picker, checkbox, radio button, toggle. So these kind of some controls are provided by the Canvas app. All right, so you can simply use the radio button, toggles for enhancing the data visualization purpose as well. So there are different ways. So right now I'm going to use the out-of-box form to publish the event or to create the event, and I'm going to use one more form to create the speaker profile. All right. In my upcoming videos, I will also demonstrate that part, that how to create the custom forms using out-of-box controls. All right. So right now my form is ready. So let me change the name to. Okay. So one thing I just want to highlight here is I am not following the naming convention right now. So I'm really apologize for that I'm not following any naming convention. I'm just adding the control and start using that. But I would recommend that it's not a good practice that you are just simply adding the control and not changing its name properly. For the demonstration purpose, due to lack of time, I'm just adding the controls and using it directly. But in the real-time project, I would recommend to change the label, change the image name in the meaningful way, so that if you are handovering this app to the other developers, they can easily understand that. All right. So these are the things you need to mention, and these are the best practices you have to follow always. All right. So this create event is ready, but if I run this app, right now, I will see the blank screen. Why? Because the mode of the form is set to wrong right now. So if I click on the edit form, if I can see here, there is a mode option is available. So right now the form mode selected is edit, and obviously the edit form will show blank because it needs a GUID, obviously the record GUID or record reference, that which record you want to edit. So right now we have not provided any record reference. We want to submit the information. We want to insert the information in the Microsoft Dataverse. So we're going to use the insert mode or the new mode. Okay. If you want to edit the information, if you want to just display the information, whatever the information present in the Microsoft Dataverse, then you should go with the edit in the view mode. So I'm going to show this edit and view mode in my upcoming videos, where I will show you the list of the records, and on click of a particular record I will show you that how you can edit them and how you can simply show in a read-only mode as well. Okay, but in this video I'm just going to show you how you can simply insert the record in the Microsoft Database. All right, so my form is ready almost. If I run this, I can see that I can provide the name, I can provide the description, I can provide the event start time, end time, organizer. Okay, so who will be the organizer of this event, and I can simply upload the image as well. So if I want to upload the banner of the image, I can simply upload that as well. All right, now the interesting fact is that let me minimize this screen a bit. Just go back to the control because it's going outside of. Okay. Okay. So this is the control for event image. I just want to add here one more field, the event status, because I just want to show one a very interesting fact here. Let me add the event status field. Oh, this one is the event status field. Okay. So event status field is there. Now, if the event organizer wants to create an event, he will simply provide the name of the event. So if you want to change the title, the label of this field to the title, so the name, the display name is being uh, is is being directly fetched from the Microsoft Dataverse. So whatever display name you have given in the Dynamics 365 of the Microsoft Dataverse, it is actually using the same display name on the Canvas app. But if you want to change that, if you go here, you cannot change that. It's locked currently. But if you click here and simply change, click on the unlock to change property, you just simply click here and you can replace it with your own text. Okay, so you can anytime replace the existing properties of the fields that is being provided in the Microsoft Database. So this is the event description, event start time, end time, and the organizer. And the event image, I can upload the image of the event or the banner of the event. Now I'm going to discuss about this event status. Okay, so this organizer is not supposed to select this event status. What I want is, if I run this, in the event status, I have four options: submitted, published, on hold, and cancelled. Okay, so I want that once the event is created, its status should be default as submitted. Okay, and after the speakers get arranged of that particular events, and everything is arranged about that event. For example, before publishing the event, there are a lot of things you need to manage. You need to you need to arrange the participants, you need to arrange the speakers, you need to find the logistic, you need to get the HR approvals and admin approvals. So there are a lot of things are there before publishing a particular events. So once you create the event, I want that it should be in the submitted state, and after some approvals, and if the event is finalized that it should be published, then we should publish that event. So the objective is that once the event is created, the default status should be submitted. Okay, but I don't want that the event organizer should select this manually. I just want to auto populate it. So how we can do that? Because there are many business scenario where you want that some information on the form while creating the information in the Microsoft Dataverse, some information I just want to auto populate. So how we can auto populate the event status, the option set field, because it's a option set field in the Dynamics 365. Okay, so to do that, if I go to this event status, okay, right now the items is basically the list of the options available inside this pick list or the option set item. So this event status is basically the field name, and event is basically of the table. Okay, so right now the value is choices event status. If I want to set a particular value, then what I need to do is I just simply click maybe I need to unlock the changes to change it. Okay, so I will simply select this dot. No, I think I need to put dot inside. So if I put the dot, I will get all the values of it. So let me select the submitted. Okay, once I select the submitted, that means the event status, the default value will be submitted. Okay, so when I create this particular event, the event status field will be automatically auto populated in this particular field. Okay, now so this is basically I just wanted to show you that I have also demonstrated recently in my blog as well. So if you want to check my blog, so I've recently posted a Power Guide tip where I have shown the same scenario, that how you can simply auto populate the option set field in the Canvas app form. So this is a very basic business scenario where you need to auto populate the event status based on that. Okay, so if you want to have a look this article, you can check it out. All right, so this part is done. We have created the the event form. Now let's put some random information. Maybe you can type you need to provide the start time. Let me take the start time to 11. Okay. You can choose the time to 7. Okay. 7:59, and so I'm just selecting the random value over here and taking the same date, taking it to the 20. All right. I just want to select the event organizer Arpit, and I can simply upload the image as well. So I need to select here, go to the event management app, maybe event images, and I can simply upload the image like maybe for portals I can upload this image. All right, so I can directly upload the image as well. And to create the event in the Dynamic 365, I just need to hit this direct URL, and it is required or invalid value. Okay, check this. Okay, so event status is required, but it's not being auto populated. Let's quickly check that why it's not working. Okay, let me go to the default property. Let me copy it. And the event status, let me go to the default. Check whether it works on the default property or on the item property. No, it's not taking on the default property. Okay, and then I need to select. Select the field that I want to auto populate here. So event status. It's supposed to take, but unfortunately it's not working. Let me check. What error is giving. Okay, let me check in the form that I've already created. Log create event. Let me quickly have a look. If I'm missing something, if I go to the edit form and go to the properties, I made it visible false. Okay, so I've used the same expression over here, but unfortunately it's not working in that screen. That we need to check. Okay. This. Let me check if I have something matching field parent record. Data source depends on it must be all right. So I will check that part later, that why it's not working on this particular screen, because it was working in my screen that I have already created. So I will check that part and will share the update in my next video, that how we can simply set this, because I've already posted the blog on the same. Maybe it's some issue in this particular screen, that's why it's not being auto populated over here. All right, so for the time being, I'm just selecting the submitted status, manually, and will simply create the event. So if you can see here, once I click on this button, it started loading and just created the event. Let me go back to the screen. If I go to the solution and open the solution, go to the event. If I click on the data part, so if you can see here, total Power BI's Power Ads. Let me refresh the data. So you can see here portal liquid template training. This record is there in the Microsoft Dataverse. So if I open it, you can see all the information that I have submitted from the form is there. So the title is there, start time, end time, the portal image, and the status is also there. I need to check that part. So sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Why it's not being auto-populated, I need to check still that why this value is not being auto-populated. So this is the way how you can simply design the form in the Canvas app. Okay, so let me go back to my home screen, and in this upcoming event part, okay, what I will do is I will go to the on select property and simply use the navigate function to navigate the user to the create event page. Okay, that's it. Now it's time to create one more form to add the speakers. Okay, so I'll just go over here, repeat the same step. We'll add the speaker profile over here, and now here I just want to select the contact because I'm just going to create the speaker profile in the contacts. All right, so let me change the screen name to Power Guide. Okay, we'll simply change the background color, change the title. Let me shift. Okay. Now let me add some more fields on the form. Go back, go to the edit field. I don't want to show the full name because it's a control that concatenate the first name and last name. So I'm gonna use the first name, and email is already there, business phone is already there. I just want to add the job title and maybe the address. In the address, I just want to take the city and the post. I just want to take the postcode maybe. So I've added this field. I want to keep the first name on the top, so I'll just click on move up. And the last name should also be on the top, so I can simply drag it as well, and you can simply use the move up move down functionality as well. All right, so these all the fields I have added on the form. Okay, so by using these forms I can simply create the user profile as well. So I think I should add one more option to upload the profile image as well. So let me remove the first name because it's not a mandatory one, and add the image. There is an out of box attribute on the entity called entity image where I can simply upload the image. So I have provided the event image option as well, same like the event no same the way I have provided on the event submissions. All right, so I can simply upload the profile image as well. So this is the way you can simply design the speaker profile as well. So that's it for today, and in my next video I'm going to show you how you can perform the validations, because if you are inserting a data in the Microsoft Dataverse, the very important thing is to validate the data that you are pushing in the database. So for example, the last name should have only the characters, should accept only characters. Email should have a particular format. Business phone number should only accept the numeric the numbers. Job title should have the characters. The postcode should be in a particular format. So these kind of validation I'm going to show you in my next video. And yeah, obviously I'm going to see the issue that we are facing to auto populate this event status. Let me check it quickly whether it's working or not. Again, it will work. I will investigate that and will let you know in my upcoming video. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video, and stay tuned. Take care. See you soon in my next video. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.